What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. In today's video, we got a Honda Accord here with a shit job. Customer got brand new pads and motors here. This is a shit job. So you guys, I'm gonna show you guys today how to do a $200 labor job there. So if you find yourself a good mechanic, he's gonna charge you, but he's gonna give you top quality shit. That's the top secret there. Okay, find yourself a good loyal mechanic, be a good loyal customer, take care of you, you take care of him. Come to me, I'll charge you $200 for both rear brake pads and motors. I'll cut you a little bit of brake, I'll charge you $170. That's the case, but $200 is official shit. But this customer went and got his own brake pads and motors, so you do need to bring me pads and motors, bring some good quality stuff. But the labor is just about $200 if you want the good stuff. Anyway, Brembos is what he got us, so that's what we're gonna put in there. I did do the opposite side. I got a video on that. It's making a clank noise. So he also brought me brake pads. There's nothing in here because I used it on the opposite side. I do got a set of brake pad for this side, and this is Akibono. So let's take a look at my tools here, and so it's all rusted. The problem here is all freaking too much rust. Let me just get my light a little bit further than that. It's just way too much rust. So talking about tools here, 17 millimeter, 12 millimeter. Another 17 millimeter. We got the brake pads there. We got the hardware here. We got a 14 millimeter that I'm going to use on my tool. We do got a punch, and I got a hammer laying on the floor. So this is a special tool. You don't need a special tool. I got videos. You don't need none of this stuff if you follow my other videos. We got some greasing going on here. We got a cleaner. We got a wire brush. That's everything we're going to need. And you're going to need a compressed air, okay? So we're going to change this from shit job to a top quality $200 job. So we're gonna work a little bit fast. Camera's gonna be on my way probably. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna remove this little guy, and it's gonna spin with it. That's why we got the other 17 millimeter. We're gonna put this baby right in the center there. We're gonna loosen this up. So no power tools today, guys. So this shit does not have any grease at all whatsoever. Anywhere. There's no grease anywhere. So we're gonna make this into a pile of grease today. But good grease, good spots, the correct amount of grease. Too much grease is no good either. So what was going on in here is it was getting rusted. The brake pads was bouncing back and forth. You don't want that either. So this thing got two 12 millimeter bolts. It doesn't matter what kind of car you got. This is a 2015, 16, 17 Accord. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 Accord is the same thing. It could be a Ford, it could be a Honda, Toyota, Acura, it could be a Jaguar, it could be a Tesla, it could be a Maserati. You need to do the job properly if you're gonna do it right. So our caliper's not just gonna come out. There's another bolt on the opposite side. For watching my full video on this braking system, so I'm gonna remove that brake 12 millimeter onto the brake line, the E cable. Okay, there's an E cable that's going across. It connects to this. That's why you can't move this caliper too much, because that E cable needs that 12 millimeters right back over here. Just watch my full video, you guys will see that. And that's what it looked like. Once you have that off, you should be able to push that line. And you see why I'm pushing this line? The caliper moves because it's connected to it. It just won't go back. Okay, no greasing, brand new caliper. We're gonna compress this baby right now before we even go any further. So like I said, you don't need no special tools, even though I'm using it. I do got videos on all that. This one doesn't even have any screws in the rotors. So I do have video how to remove those screws without a special tool. And that's why I showed you a punch. If you can get hands on that punch, just smack it with the hammer. This baby will come right off. So there you go. This baby is... Okay, my tool is kind of stuck here, so I'm going to back it up a bit, and it should be loose, and it should come out. I no longer need this freaking tool for the rest of the job. So the punch will come handy right here. These two little screws, bam. If you got two, bam. But you don't need that either. You could take your, you could bang it with the hammer and the rotor. It will have vibration, and it will free itself out. One more thing I forgot was a screwdriver. You need a screwdriver and or pry bar. So what you want to do is, okay, I got this thing pretty lined, so this cross needs to be lined right to straight there. So I'm gonna just turn it manually. You see how I'm turning manually? Got things nice and straight. Jesus cross right there, baby. Anyways, look at these pads. Rusty, crusty, crust all over these babies. Just because a little bit of greasing wouldn't have caused any defect to the guy. There you go. So these pads were so free. And there was no retainer, okay? This is a retainer. I'm sure these Hondas, they come with it. These retainers supposed to be over here. One on top, one on the bottom when you buy aftermarket stuff. But original, I think it's only one. And it's thicker, like double the size of this retainer. So, while we at it, since we got a new hardware, bam, bam, get the hell out of here. Okay, now, what we need to do is, we need to continue this $200 job, $200 labor job. We're gonna remove the 2 bolts onto this bracket here. It's in the back. So if you want to get a better view, there's a freaking video on my channel just showing you each bolt and doing this job. So there's 2 bolts in there, back there, 17 millimeters. So okay, there's one. Put that baby to the side. And sometimes you gotta wiggle this guy, okay? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, that thing is stuck. So I'm gonna use the shorter. I'm gonna use my shorter 17 millimeter here, because the long one will come and hit the firewall in the back, the bumper. So we're gonna just remove this guy right here. Bang, 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 bang. Whoa, yeah, Luigi. Mamma mia. All right, it's coming out. It's coming out. Here it comes. This $200 job. I might be over-exaggerating this, but rust all over. Let's look at the hardware. Oh, hit my head on that little rotor. This hardware is no different than those brake pads. Anyways, while we at it, while we doing everything, prep your stuff. So clean where everything is gonna sit. The new hardware is gonna sit right here. Use a mask so you don't breathe this baby in. Brake dust is no joke. So that's done right there, guys. Check out this rotor. Check out this rotor. So rusted front and back. I'm not even complaining about the rust here. I'm more about this guy didn't put any type of a freaking. So what I like to do here is, you want to clean this guy up right here. Don't worry, you're not going to damage this little rubber boot there. That rubber boot is just a seal protector. Anyways, next step, we're going to file or use a wire brush or a buffer, any tool that you got that you can use. Clean the heck out of it, okay? Clean the heck out of it. There you go. It's looking good. Bada bing, bada boom. Just give it touches. Keep doing it until this guy says no more. Let me go around and round and round. We'll on the bus go round and round. That's what my kid be singing. The little guy loves the wheel on the bus. There you go. That's all done and set. Compressed air. Little bit of spray there. Little bit of spray here. All around it. Okay, I'm gonna go get my bracket here. Spray on this. Spray on this. I got my compressed air down here. I'm gonna make this job look like a bada bing. Also, clean this area right here where the bracket's gonna sit. The reason why you want to clean that is because if your bracket sits crooked, your brakes will sit crooked, everything will be crooked, 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 crooked. The crooked is. There you go. Woo! Bada bing, bada boom. So my next step here is to check if my camera's recording. There you go, it's recording. I like to take light amount of greasing. There was a guy one time, he told me, you shouldn't put greasing down here because greasing is thick. It doesn't compress that easy, okay? But I haven't seen any issue, okay? So, and plus when you put the rotor on and the wheel on, you lock up the lug nuts, it all just compresses right in. But he said oil will be a better solution. That made kind of sense to me. But We also got this other greasing. So what I want to take is, my brush is broken here, so bear with me guys here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of greasing, so you're gonna see me reach out back there. A little bit of greasing. I like to put right here, not too much either. You don't want too much greasing either, and you don't want it sticking out. Even if you could take your finger, which what I'm gonna do in a moment. Let me put a light amount of greasing here. You just gotta be a light amount of greasing, okay? Once you put that greasing, all you could rub it with your fingers, okay? Nothing can stick out because you don't want it to go on the rotor. So this is done. Let's just prep this before we put the disc on. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take your hardware. You do want to put your hardware on. Okay, you can even put it later. It's all up to you. But you see, this is not even. It's sticking more towards that way. You can take it back out. Okay, take it back out. Don't try to bend it. Okay, you don't want to bend it. Just try to get it perfect, even, right to the center, so both sides are even and nothing is gonna hit that disc. Okay, and you can feel it with your fingers. There you go. That's perfect. I'm gonna show you a little trick once you have the rotor on. And here comes the second hardware here. Same process here. Okay, same thing here. Make sure it's nice and centered out. Not to the right, not to the left. Okay, there you go. You can feel it. You can feel it, so it's just like right in the center. Perfect. I don't want to over exaggerate this part. So our next step here is to get our disc. We're gonna move up our camera, move back up the camera. I gotta find where I put that disc. There you go. It's Brembo stuff, okay? We're gonna, it has some kind of a coating on it or for some type of paint. So you do need to drive the car, brake it in. I'll do that. So braking procedure is very important. Take the car for a drive. You can do yourself. It will give you instructions on some brake pads. So there's our Brembo stuff. Okay, there you go. So what we're gonna do this guy is, you want to line this little oval screw with one of the screws, and that way if the customer decides to get a new screw, we can do that for him and just put that in. So we're gonna take one of those off for lug nuts to hold this baby in place. So we're gonna be putting more lubrication here. So what we're gonna do next is, all right, we're not done. We're still gonna lubricate these pins, okay? There's no chance in hell that I'm gonna forget that. So there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. So guys, it just takes a little bit extra time, okay? If you can do it at home, avoid paying me $200 or somebody else. Get it done properly the first time. So this was the shittiest job I've ever seen in my entire life. No lubrication at all. There's times when I've done it, but customer requested. They said, oh, it collects dust. Come on now, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just snug these bolts, and then I'm gonna tighten them with my torque wrench, and then I will come back, okay? So sometimes they ask me, okay, I don't want too much grease because it collects dust. You rather have, and then they complain about noise, okay? So that's the scenario. I wouldn't. I got a Tesla in here, so that Tesla has a service. The brake parts I never use on a Tesla. If you use the friction from the brake from the motors, so the motors are the brake on that. But it has a service in 15,000 miles. Take your brakes apart, clean and lubricate them, because more friction, more grabbing on the brakes, jammed up pads is gonna cause less miles per kilowatts. Anyways, do got a video where this guy goes. So this guy always goes on the back end, and usually when the rotor is turning, when the car is moving forward, the rotor is turning this way. So we got a little bit of noise, and I'm going to show you what that noise is. So let's just talk about this little guy. So when the rotor is turning clockwise, the car is moving, and when it's going reverse, it's going it's going clockwise. When it's going reverse and counterclockwise, this is on the driver's side. So this is called the brake wear indicator sensor. So as the rotor turns back, it will indicate you, and it will hit that and make a noise, okay? So that, always leave it in the back. So that noise shouldn't be there, okay? You see I got no noise because once the wheel goes on, this disc is not perfectly straight. So one little trick I told you guys I was gonna show you. So you do need to take your screwdriver and just do that to the hardware, okay? Just stick right in the center so it can get away from that rotor. Okay, everything else could be perfect. That little guy will make noise, and it was making noise. No noise anymore at all. Okay, so that's that. Next step, we're gonna take our brake pads. We're gonna only try on these brake pads. You see how easy it was that for me to put on? If you're struggling and banging and pushing this pad here, I don't know if I said rotor there. If you're struggling to put this brake pad in, and if your brake pads don't freely move like that, they're no good, okay? I mean, now the brake pad's not good. You just gotta have to take a file off the pin a bit here. So what I did there was I just did a test, so this fits in perfectly. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna take my greasing. I do got just a greasing video on this guy, okay? A lot of people do put greasing under this, so you can do that if you like. I don't like doing that for some reason. I had no luck. That grease. So what I want to do here is I want to put a little bit here, little bit there as well. It's all up to you if you want to just put on the pad. And then we're gonna put this baby on. There you go. We're gonna take out the inside brake pad. Yeah, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna put greasing here and greasing. If you want to put all around here, that's even better. Okay, it's all up to you. I would recommend any area that comes into contact, just put some greasing on it. So just like we put on the hardware here, I want to put a little bit there and a little bit there. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, no greasing can go here or onto the rotor. Okay, so remember this little notch goes onto that little guy right there, the cross. That's why we got that centered out. So this baby goes in just like that, and bada bing, bada boom. We're not done yet, so I'm gonna go grab my rag from the opposite side. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pull out the slider pin. Okay, very important to lubricate your slider pins, even though this is a brand new caliper. So you see a very light amount of greasing. Okay, so I'm gonna use this silicone grease. So if you guys want to find out what kind of greasing I'm using here, got a video just on that. Okay, I did switch my greasing around on the hub from dark colored grease, so it's all up to you. Put this baby back in, make sure the rubber boot grabs on, no moisture, water can get in there. We're gonna take off this top one now, same thing, same procedure. And this one has a little rubber boot there. So I'm gonna grab some grease, give me a moment. So light amount of greasing on this as well, very tiny, all around. And the function of this little guy is to keep it has a little notches so the grease can push out of there, but that's fine. So it keeps the vibration and everything, make sure the rubber boot goes on properly. Okay, again, my wire brush is broken, so what I want to do here is I want to take a little bit of greasing here. Not my wire brush, my brush for this little guy right here. So the key here was all about greasing, okay? I'm going to take my finger and just rub it around. And same thing here. The key was the greasing. Okay, guys. Next step, we're gonna take this caliper, and prior to that, okay, we don't want to forget anything. We want to put this retainers here. You see how they work? They push the brake pads out. Okay, that's how they're supposed to be. They're supposed to push the brake pads outward. So that's it. Perfect. Grab them and put your caliper on. Don't hurt your fingers. So sometimes it's not that easy. You see these slider pins, they're bothering me. So just push the slider pins in and you should be able to get this baby on, okay? So I'm gonna put 3 bolts in there. Make sure you tighten them. I'm gonna lock them up with my torque wrench, and make sure you put all 3 in. This is 2. Make sure you double check all your bolts, and everything is nice and tight. Bada bing, bada boom. Those 2 are tight. These are tight. And make sure you put the last bolt in there. So anyways, guys, we got a solid job here. I want you guys to thank me for thank me. I want to thank you guys for watching my video. So we did Brembos here. This is a few more things. Okay, you know what? Let me finish this out. So I do want to put some greasing here as well. So all around here. Okay, there you go. So all around the hub, and once the rim goes on, it will compress and squash that grease. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching my video. Stay tuned for more videos, and see you guys on the next one.